Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another beautiful Monday here in February. It is the 20th. How was everybody's Valentine's Day? I'm sorry.
Do we really want to go?
We're not going to bring that
You're
up.
gonna start it up with that?
Not going to
Okay.
bring that up. But, I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day. Hope they enjoyed it with their loved ones. But we're back. We're coming at you with another episode of just straight gas. I mean,
Straight gas.
Straight gas.
If you don't know what that means, it means goodness. It means
Yes.
amazingness.
Just
Good
absolute fun. That's all we're here to do. I mean, honestly, that's all we're here to
Oh
do.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so first off, we're going to start with some sports here, right? Because baseball is finally coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Football is now done. I'm very sad, but baseball will be the savior because, unfortunately, I do not fully watch basketball, but I will fully watch baseball.
Oh yeah.
How are you feeling about spring training about to begin?
I'm so excited. I mean, I really am. Seeing the first week really of pitchers and catchers, and finally being able to see new guys in their new uniforms. Like Kodai Senga, finally seeing him in a Met uniform and everything.
We're
seeing Carlos Rodon in a Yankee uniform.
Yeah. We're going to see some interesting things because there was a lot of moves in the offseason, and things kind of got shifted around. There are some teams that, pretty much remain the same. Everyone kind of expected those teams to remain the same, but then there was a lot of teams that either went way up or way down.
Way down.
You look at the Dodgers, they lost a ton of people this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And, they really didn't add anything back. They lost their starting shortstop, their starting center fielder, their starting third baseman. It's kind of tough how you're going to be able to deal with that. But then you had teams like the Mets who got rid of, one of the best pitchers in the game, might not be the Mets might have known something, but they got rid of him. They added Justin Verlander, AL Cy Young winner, and they added Kodai Senga.
Yep.
And I tell you what, they're going to have a good, exciting season coming ahead. Mm-hmm. So as we look towards the season here, do you have any favorites possibly that could make it down the stretch?
So, listen, you got your, obviously my big top two. Obviously, Astros are going to be the cream of the crop again this year.
Yep.
They're going to be the number one team to beat.
Absolutely.
And then, I don't know, man. If you... it's hard to choose the Mets because of the fact that, you got teams like the Braves that are still relevant. They're still as good as they are.
Absolutely.
They really haven't lost any pieces. The Phillies have made a bunch of upgrades this year, which I'm upset and scared about. Seeing some guys on the scoreboard every time I go to a ball game and having to crap my pants. So it's going to be very interesting, to say the least, who's going to take the National League. But I would say the biggest favorites for me right now for the American League is the Astros.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with you there. The Astros in the American League are going to be the team to beat, but they're also going to have the biggest target on their back.
Yep.
Just one World Series. Mm-hmm. And after everything that had come down with them in the last couple of years, a lot of people are faring on both sides, right? Okay, cool. They proved that they made it. They proved that, it wasn't just the cheating that got them there, right? And then you had people who still could not deal with it. A couple people that we do know, but I might even be one of them. But, they are a great team. They added Jose Abreu in the offseason. They added, I believe, Christian Vasquez as well.
Yep.
And they really did not lose anybody.
No.
And besides Verlander. And, losing Verlander will hurt.
Yeah.
But Framber Valdez...
Yeah, you still got Framber Valdez in there. And
their bullpen alone can go 5 innings.
Yeah. Their bullpen can back their starters up for sure. If Verlander's not going to be it'll be the bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I want to ask, do you think there's any sleeper teams? Any teams that might surprise people this year and make it a little farther than they expected? Possibly even make it all the way?
Honestly, I think the Twins.
They added Carlos Correa back. They had a sneaky, they kept their team pretty pretty relevant.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, like, they're going to take the AL Central division in there, but I think they have a pretty good chance of, you know...
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly going deep. They can turn... I think that could be a team that could turn it on suddenly.
Absolutely.
Under everybody's noses and take care of business.
I also think that a team that could turn a lot is the Blue Jays.
Yep.
They consistently remain having good talent on their team, and for some reason every year there's probably about 20 different times that they would lose a game because people get hurt, you know, and they would lose the division. They would not get a playoff berth, just missing.
Yeah.
They would probably be my team that if they could all stay healthy and they can kind of click this year, I could see them going far.
I can also see the Mariners.
Yeah. Absolutely,
because what they had last year was pretty good.
They've got a lot of young talent.
They can get better. They still have Julio Rodriguez who can just get better. Even a guy like do they still have Jarred Kelenic?
I do not know.
I'm not sure they do, but if they do, I mean, he could at some point show his potential and just.
They have a lot of young talent,
Mm-hmm.
and that's definitely a team. Now, let me see, NL. What team might surprise some people this year?
Let's
Phillies, Mets, Braves.
Yeah, Phillies, Mets, and Braves are going to be the top big three, and that's just one division alone.
That's just one division.
Absolutely insane. I mean, like,
you know, the Dodgers will always remain relevant.
The
Padres made a bunch of moves. They were there last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for some reason, the Marlins, they have a lot of young talent as well.
They do. They could explode at any moment. I mean, granted, it was a 20-game season or 60-game season, but they made the playoffs in 2020. So, you know, they can turn it around, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, besides looking at, like, the teams that are, like, we know they're are going to make it, you know, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Mets, the Braves, and Philly being in there. Dodgers and Padres. Padres are going to be a mean machine this year.
Yes, they will.
I mean, I would say maybe the Brewers could turn something on. Because they, you know, it's just unfortunate, you know, they had the Cardinals in front of them 7 games last year.
That is very, very true.
They can, you know, definitely, they can turn it on.
So, now, you know, the season hasn't started, obviously. Nobody has seen anybody play yet. But, do we have some predictions to who might lead some categories? Who might lead the league in home runs?
Yeah, no, I mean, you'd like to say Judge again. You would love to say Judge again.
I mean, in my opinion, it's going to be hard. He plays in Yankee Stadium, shortest park in the major leagues.
Yeah, it'd be hard to. You'd be hard pressed to tell me that Aaron Judge wouldn't do it again. But I mean, there could be guys out there like a Kyle Schwarber. You know, if he plays every day with San Diego and how good they are and how much he feeds on them. Is he on San Diego?
He's on the Phillies.
Oh, he's on the Phillies. I forgot. I'm thinking about the home run that he hit in San Diego in the playoffs with Philadelphia. But that could be... I think he could be leading a category in home runs. Same thing with Julio. I think Julio could be up there as well.
I think if Julio has another... If he can continue to grow on what he put out last year, I could see him 35-plus home runs. Yeah. And I could see him possibly 30-30 this year.
Oh, yeah. He's got speed, too.
Because he's got a ton of speed. Mm-hmm. He's got a ton of speed. That Mariners team is going to be sneaky this year.
You know what I would love to see this year, man? Thinking about power and speed. Is to see a full freaking season with Byron.
I know.
Buxton. I would love to... he could be one of the best guys, top 10 in the league if he just plays a full season.
You're absolutely right. He is injury plagued.
So good. He is so good, but nobody notices it because he gets hurt all the time and only plays 40 games a year.
It's very, very true, and it's so tough because he is so good when he plays. He's so well rounded as a ball player. I mean, quite frankly, he is a 5-tool ball player.
It's another reason why I think the Twins will be sneaking into the playoffs. If he stays healthy the whole year and playoffs, that'll help a lot.
I mean, honestly, he's got enough power, in my opinion, where he can go 40 for 40.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because he obviously has the speed for what he has. And
fastest player in the league.
Yeah. So, average. McNeil led last year,
absolutely. I mean, he could freaking do it again. especially if he gets motivated enough again.
Now, here's the thing. With McNeil and the shift, he's not going to be able to exploit it as much.
True, but he can spray the ball either way. That's what's great about McNeil, is that he has basically left the approach of the long ball, because that's what he did out of his rookie year. Mm-hmm. They wanted him to generate more power because he had the power. So like, let's focus on more power. And his average was there, but not quite. He started pulling the ball a lot. But this past season, he went back to his roots and just said, I'm just going to spray the ball everywhere. And that's exactly what he did. And he can absolutely do that regardless of where the shift is going to be placed on him.
You're not wrong.
I won't really say that I will take that into account with the shift being out of the equation, really. I still think that he could hit the ball absolutely everywhere, poke it anywhere, as long as he keeps that approach. You know, me and my dad talk about that all the time. I remember when we went to games when he was a rookie, we're like, why are they shifting on him? He hits the ball the other way. And literally the next pitch, he hit a ground ball down the third base line double. He just went, boom, perfect. Like, he can literally place the ball wherever he wants on the field. Another guy I think that could win the batting title this year, and again, I'm unfortunately playing favorites here. The Mets' Brandon Nimmo. I think he could.
He hit over 300 last year.
He's getting better and better and better every single season.
Well, he hit 302 last year, right?
I believe he may. I'm going to look that up. I'm actually not sure exactly what he...
he was very close to 300 if he wasn't above 300.
Yeah,
but like, I'm going to throw out a name, DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu, he could turn average hitter, but it remains if he stays on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was injury played last year. He hardly played.
Mm-hmm. So Nimmo actually hit only 274 last year.
Nimmo hit 274?
Yeah, that's surprising.
Wow.
That's surprising. I keep thinking of his on-base percentage because it's so high every year. I mean,
that's true. He's a leadoff hitter. He walks a lot.
But I think he can if, you know...
Hey, if the Mets last year, I felt like they did the best job of playing small ball.
Mm-hmm.
Base hit, double down the line. Pop fly gets running. You know, but then you got players like, in my opinion, Trey Turner.
Yep.
Right? He's gonna cook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gonna eat at the plate.
I'm not looking forward to seeing him 16 times a year. That's why I'm and with that team, with him being on that type of team, and if he stays healthy the whole year, he will definitely be a factor in the batting title.
Absolutely. So, what about strikeouts here? So, DeGrom on a new team, if he stays healthy...
If he stays healthy and plays the whole year, yeah, he can absolutely lead the league in strikeouts again.
But then you have people like Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
Once again, if he could stay healthy the entire year.
If he could stay healthy, I wouldn't really... It hasn't really been like a thought in my mind of him winning the strikeout title with the Mets, just because of like...
His age, maybe?
His age, yeah. And we don't know his durability. It's understandable. You know, like, since he's getting on the older side, you know, you don't know how durable he will be on the mound. If he actually will play the whole year. Like, it was the same thing with Scherzer. You know, he got hurt a bunch of times this year, and he was, like, striking out everybody when he was playing. But, you know, it's just... the injuries really just screw everything up, you know, with that kind of thought. And the fact that, you know, Verlander is basically on the tail end of his career. It's a little hard to say if he would be doing that.
Well, I mean, another name, Garrett Cole... He's always up there in strikeouts because, I mean, generally he does stay on the field. Mm-hmm. So he's able to put up those numbers.
You know, one man could do it, Zach Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler's another one. Another one that I think, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, yeah.
I mean, you can't rule Shohei out for anything.
No, you can't. And he
and we were talking about home runs earlier. Shohei can absolutely do it.
Mm-hmm.
He can absolutely do it.
As long as he plays the whole season like he did last year.
Absolutely.
He can do it.
You know, I'm going to throw out a name. Framber Valdez.
Yeah.
If he could stay healthy.
That's a sleeper.
If he stays healthy and he stays on the field.
I love Framber. I love
he was lights out in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And
if he can keep that mentality for the whole year,
he would be incredible. I mean, he would be up there for Cy Young.
Yeah.
I mean, so as we're going to mentioning Cy Young, do you have any possibilities for that?
I mean, again, if...
This isn't all about strikeouts here at this point.
Yeah, this isn't all about strikeouts. This is
walks,
walks, like
runs, ERA. It's all that stuff.
I mean, probably DeGrom. Really, if he plays a whole year, you know, in the division that he gets to play against now, and that's the AL West. Not exactly overpowering, except for the Mariners. Yeah. But I still think DeGrom can fare well against the Mariners. So, and the Astros as well, I think.
Yeah. I think he'll fare pretty well against the Astros, in my opinion. At least for this year.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he's got going on in the background, right, and behind the scenes, I think he'll be fine in this division as long as he's able to stay healthy. We were talking about Framber Valdez.
Yep.
Right? But then we go to teams that win. Kodai Senga. If he could, the Mets put up wins. They're going to put up wins this year.
Yep.
Unless some injury plague happens, we'll knock on wood. Right? And some injury plague happens, or some disastrous miracle, right? It's a possibility. Any one of them. Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Kodai Senga. Yeah, I think it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I
would have to agree.
NL, Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, I mean, Kershaw can literally turn it up this year.
He's done it before, and and everyone knows him for regular season success, postseason distress, right? So, is what it is. But in the regular season, he is generally lights out. So we'll see how it goes. MVP,
most valuable player. Well,
it's a tough one.
It's such a tough one, man. I mean,
look, I'm gonna throw in that card now. Shohei Ohtani's gonna win the MVP. Aaron Judge,
I'll throw this one into the ring. Mike Trout.
You cannot.
But
I mean, those are the two best players.
He doesn't win it every year, though.
Those are the two best players. Okay, people. Those are the two best players in the entire league, and they both play for the same team. And guess what? They might not even make the playoffs.
They don't do anything because that's all they have.
That's all they have. Their owner refuses to sign anybody. They refuse to spend money besides on these two guys. And
Ohtani is probably going to leave next year.
If he doesn't get traded this year, he is going to leave. 100% fact.
Yep.
I think another name, right? We were mentioning the Blue Jays earlier. I think Vladdy Jr.
Yeah.
I think he could possibly win MVP because I think he could lead possibly in home runs.
Trey Turner could win MVP.
You're very right. I mean, look, him playing in LA, he was obviously very good, right? And when he played with Washington, all he did was hit for average. And then in LA, he turned up for power. If he can just combine the two and keep it that way, it's like Shohei. I don't know how someone like that doesn't win MVP. He's going to put up power. He's going to put up speed. He's going to put up average. Triple crown. It's possible. So let's shift a little bit here. All-Star Weekend, NBA, dunk contest, 3-point contest, the All-Star Game, right? Bunch of things happened this weekend. So we had Mac McClung, right? Showed off
at this dunk contest. I mean, he was the show.
Yeah, he was the show.
He was the show, literally. And everyone's saying everybody else was pretty much mid.
Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. When you look back and you see the clips, the dunk that Mac McClung won the dunk contest on, he did a 540. 360, 540. Another
spin.
Another
in the air.
Half a spin, people.
Another half a spin. It's like, and he got it.
And he slammed it in, and that was crazy.
And just looking at him and his stature, he doesn't look like a guy who would necessarily be able to do that, and he did it.
Absolutely, he's kind of he's obviously taller than us.
Yeah,
he's an NBA player. But for an NBA player, he's pretty small.
Yeah.
He's not the tallest, right?
At 6'2", that seems tall, but in the NBA, that's one of the smallest people in the entire league.
Yeah, But then, one of my favorite NBA players, Damian Lillard wins the 3-point contest. It turned up. Now, there was, Tyrese Halliburton. He broke the record and scored 31 points in the first round of that 3-point contest. Yeah. It's the most in the first round of, since they've been doing the 3-point contest.
I remember watching that highlight, and Congrats to him. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. But congratulations to Damian Lillard as well, because I love him to death, and I wish he would come to New York. I know that will never happen, but is what it is. Mm-hmm. But then we had Team Giannis versus Team LeBron. Mm-hmm. Team LeBron has been undefeated, or LeBron, at least, has been undefeated in the All-Star game ever since he's been playing, and, they've been doing this new All-Star team drafting thing. He's been undefeated in his team. Well, no longer. Mm-hmm. Team Giannis ends up getting the victory.
Yep, 184 to 175.
People.
It's insane, man. I'm looking at the line score of the game, man. It was 46-46 at the end of one.
Luka Doncic is nasty.
Oh my God.
He is the. It's hard to say with LeBron, with Kevin Durant, mm-hmm. and Steph Curry in the league. It's hard to say.
It's such
but he is so good. Luka Doncic is so good.
Oh yeah, and it's such an offensive based league nowadays for the NBA.
Yeah, it is.
It's not really based on.
They hardly
anymore.
play defense.
They hardly play defense. Hardly any rebounds are made anymore. It's all about the buckets.
Quite literally. It's either literally on every. I feel like when I watch basketball, and when I do, it's usually the Knicks. And when I watch, it feels like it's either a point, a turnover, or just mind-blowingly nothing, mm-hmm. or a foul, because that happens, half the time anyway.
I would actually like to know the ratio between the offensive and defensive rebounds.
That would be interesting. I would definitely like to see that as well, because I feel like all these big rebounders, right, doing their thing, probably more offensively, in my opinion. It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. They don't play defense. It's hard not to say that they do. Yeah. But there was a big move also this week. Russell Westbrook was traded to the Utah Jazz from the LA Lakers, mm-hmm. right? And the Utah Jazz ended up buying him out, right? Bought out his contract, and he ended up signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. So he's back in LA. Mm-hmm. So I think, I don't know, in my opinion, Russell Westbrook does not play defense. He can either turn it up or he can turn it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's one or the other. Mm-hmm. It's one or the other for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But enough of basketball. My friend, the Rangers have been hot.
The Rangers have been absolutely scorching. Granted, they did lose in, I believe it was either shootout or overtime in their last game. But they're still currently on a 10-game point streak.
Which is insane.
And that's incredible because the Rangers really hadn't been great in the past few years. They showed light last year, obviously making the playoffs and making to the Eastern Conference Finals. But this year, they are turning it up. Third in the Eastern Metropolitan Division right now, just behind the Devils, who are that's another team that I could talk about too. The Devils, absolutely incredible. They're at 79 points this year. Wow. They have a record of 37-14-5.
I just think it's crazy with all the team points that are recorded, right? How many points did they have? 70-something?
Right? I'll actually look up the standings last year because they weren't really...
Well, I'm just saying. Connor McDavid has over 100 points this year.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude.
How is...
Best player in hockey. He's the best player in the world.
How is that possible?
He's the best player in the world.
How is that? He's the reincarnation of Mr. himself, mm-hmm. Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, yeah.
He's so
They're even doing the commercials about them too right now.
He is
going
so
head to head, and they're having so much fun with
good.
it. It's great.
He's got over 100 points this year, and in my opinion, it just blows my mind how a player can have more points than a team.
Oh my God, it's insane. He has 3/4 of the points. It's insane. And Leon Draisaitl has 70 odd points too. He's close to 80 points on the season. And it's him crazy. And McDavid absolutely tearing it up.
It's crazy.
They're absolutely insane. And going back to the Devils, I was able to pull up the standings from last year. You want to know how many points the Devils had total last year as a team? For their record?
How many?
They were 27, 46, and 9, which equals to a total of 63 points as a team. This year, they have 79 already. And way more wins. They're almost close. They're 3 wins away from 40.
Goes until June, right?
It goes till the beginning of April, the regular season. Playoffs go till Stanley Cup ends in June. So,
man,
that's insane.
Yeah, Connor McJesus, everybody.
That's not. We're talking about Connor McJesus for the Edmonton Oilers, and they're actually fourth in the Pacific Division, but I believe they're still in a wild card spot. They're not bad either. They got 68 points. Just 1 point below the Devils. If you look at that, they're doing very good as well. And the Rangers are tearing it up. I mean, like I said, they're on a 10-game point streak again. They got 14 losses in regulation, 9 overtime losses. They're doing great.
And that trade's working out for him.
The trade is working out for him. Vladimir Tarasenko. I absolutely love that trade, and it's going great. They're having an absolute ball right now. But they got to worry about teams like the Devils and the Hurricanes and the goddamn motherfucking Bruins. They will not be stopped by anyone, I swear to God. Still have single-digit regulation losses this year. A total of 8.
That's why.
They have 91 points already.
That
91 points.
That is
They almost
crazy.
have 100 points, and it's not even the end of February yet.
That is crazy. But
it's insane.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to shift here to the opposite side.
Yeah, we'll shift to the opposite borough in Queens, Long Island. And yes, they are in Queens, Long Island, if you look at the map. The New York Islanders, they are still in the hunt for the playoff spot. It's basically them at Pittsburgh at this point. And they played Pittsburgh a few nights ago, and they beat them. And they were down a bunch, and they came back and won. And it was fantastic to see. I was really happy on how it turned out.
Unfortunately for the Islanders, there's some unfortunate news coming out today.
Unfortunate news coming out literally this morning. Matthew Barzal is indefinitely on the IL for a lower body injury, which means they don't know when the hell he's going to come back this year or not. And in hockey, they don't like to disclose any injury details. So they literally just leave you with upper or lower body injuries. Because really the main reason why they do it in hockey is because they don't want it to be a weakness when they come back onto the ice.
Fair.
Because if someone says, like, oh, this guy has, like, a broken rib or whatever, they'll literally just start, going after your ribs, or a bad ankle, a bad leg. They'll start going after your legs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head, they'll literally just put the body all over you. So that's how much they do not care about your safety. I mean, they do care about your safety in hockey. The players don't. They want to literally expose every weakness you got. That's how crazy the sport is. So,
I mean, people have literally stopped living and come back onto the ice.
I mean, that happened in the NFL this year too.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is absolutely insane. But yeah, the Islanders, unfortunately, they're going to lose Matthew Barzal for the time being, which sucks because now we got to put the new guy that we just got, Bo Horvat, onto the first line as a center, which is okay.
But then he's gonna have to prove it.
He's gonna have to prove it and be able to stay on that first line. And then Brock Nelson's getting all that second line first time, ice time.
Absolutely.
And then we have to. I think we had to call up somebody too to fill in for the other center spot. I forget his name. It's some rookie. But we called him up. I literally looked at the roster this morning and I noticed that there was a new name there for a center. So he's probably gonna be the fourth line center, if not like the bench center. Yeah, so unfortunately for Islanders fans, that's that. I did, as I said at the end of our last episode, go to UBS Arena last Tuesday. And
with the old Chuckster.
Shout
out Pops Chuck.
Yes, and we had such a great time. I mean, it was absolutely tremendous. They lost in a shootout, though. I got to see my first shootout
That's tough. But going there as a fan and witnessing the shootout must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was exciting, and it was exciting, but not
the
fact that the Islanders didn't even put one in the back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but
the only saving grace was seeing Sorokin make the first save of the shootout, which got us all hyped, and then even do it. We got to do some cool stuff while we were there.
Yeah,
You got to meet
up your friend.
Yeah, I got to meet up with my friend, the organist for the New York Islanders, Paul Cartier. We hung out with him. We sat, I think, a section over from him. We were in section 228. He's in section 230, so we were two sections to his right. And we got to hang out with him, talk and chat it up. Got to learn some insight too. I'm pretty sure he'd be okay with new of me telling this, but he had been reached out by the New York Metropolitans.
Really?
And if you didn't know, Paul works for the New York Yankees as well as the Islanders. He does both baseball and hockey. When he's not doing hockey, he's over in the Bronx doing the Yankees. And the Mets, I guess Steve Cohen is now bringing back tradition. The good old Uncle Steve bringing that good, juicy
Uncle
tradition
Steve.
back. And they reached out and they were like, would you like to switch boroughs? So that's a possibility next year. You could be at Citi Field working with the New York Mets, and we could have an organist back in New York.
Well, that would be nice.
Our last full-time organist was Jane Jarvis, and that was back in the 60s.
Ah.
That was back when Shea Stadium opened. She worked with the Mets for I think a decade or two. But then we had guys on and off like that. Like we had the New York Rangers and New York Knicks guy Ray Castoli, one of the most famous DJs and organists in all of entertainment that we don't know about, which we should give him more recognition because he is just absolutely amazing. He does the Super Bowls. Ray Castoli. Really? He does the Super Bowls at the stadiums. He's the DJ.
Wow.
Yeah. Every single Super Bowl he does, and all the big events like what's it called? The one in the Field of Dreams events. They do with he does the organ there as well and does DJ.
Wow.
So
the more you learn.
Yeah, like it's pretty cool, the stuff that you may not even realize, and like, you know, there's a bunch of articles on Ray Castoli talking about like, you know, how he, you know, is one of the most famous people in the entire world and nobody knows about it. So it's pretty cool. I like to look at that stuff. But yeah, I got to chat with Paul, and he's, you know, awesome guy. Again, we got to.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Paul Cartier.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely
shout out.
Great guy. He's been with the Islanders ever since they won their first cup.
Yeah.
And
long time.
I remember when we were there, I was like, "Hey Dad, tell him about, you know, your stint with the cups." And my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I was there for all four." And Paul was like, "Oh yeah, I was there for all four." So it was pretty cool for them to go down memory lane and share their stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
Every time I go there, he's always saying something new. So it's great. I took a bunch of video of him as well, and my dad just mentioned my YouTube channel that I have called Matt's Mets.
Absolutely.
If you want to listen,
go check it out.
I literally right in front of him recorded. He didn't care. I asked him. He was like, "Do you mind?" He's like, "Go ahead." And you might even find some Easter eggs in there as well.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, got to do our favorite chant: "Go to the net, go to the net, go to the net, boom, boom."
So
lots of fun.
We're about to have some more fun. We're about to add a couple new segments here on the podcast, Gabagalooza. We're going to have our first segment of the night. Rank this. Motherfucker.
This.
Rank this.
Rank this.
All right.
It's going to be great.
So it's basically just going to be a straight up tier list. But tonight we're going to be editing and ranking the MLB logos. So, while we get our camera set up here for a second, we're going to be ranking each MLB logo. Now, some of these logos are not up to date, and they are not the current logos, but we will be ranking their current logos in place. Mm-hmm. So, if we say, like, teams you see up there, Milwaukee, you know, their logo is obviously different.
Yeah.
You know, but we will be ranking their new logo and ranking that logo in that place.
Yep. So,
start it off, my friend. We're off with the Angels.
Well, yeah, we'll start off with the Angels. Now, first we'll take a look at the categories that we have. We haven't mentioned that.
Absolutely.
The great categories that we had made up. The best logos that we will agree on will be in the perfect category. Perfect. Yes, they're perfect. Great. We love them.
Yes.
Then the next one, straight gas. Now, what that means is that it's great, but just not like cream of the crop.
Yeah, it's just not great. At the top of the hill.
It's something that basically almost everybody can agree on.
Yes.
And same thing with the next category, just right. And yes. Like that's pretty much a neutral standing. We're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. We don't really pay much mind to it, but it's okay. And then not terrible. That's something that you don't really pay much mind to.
Yeah. It's not good.
Not the most glamorous thing you'll ever see, but it's okay.
Yeah. And then we got our last category. That's ass.
That's it.
That logo is ass.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna start off here with the Angels, and in my opinion, right, it's not bad.
It's not bad,
right? So I can't put it in the bottom two, right?
No.
I think it's just right.
I would put that too. I agree. I mean, obviously with the the halo above the A, it's pretty simple and simplistic. But I like the font that they use for their uniforms.
Absolutely.
That's the font they use for the uniforms for like their last names and the numbers and stuff like that. So I'll agree with you too. That's in the just right category.
Now the reigning World Series champions, the Houston Astros. I mean, they got like the star in there for Texas.
I am a sucker for orange and blue.
Yeah, orange and blue is a good combo. It's kind of been that way for a while.
Well, remember they used to be the maroon Astros, where they had the funky scripture Astros and like the maroon and black and silver, I think it was. And then before that, they went through a bunch of logo changes.
They have.
Same thing with the Angels too, but I will say though, it basically harks back to their roots when they started as a team, and especially in the '80s as well. They didn't go with like the striped uniforms and stuff like that, but basically that H with a star, same as that one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of leaning between just right and straight gas here.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Too. I'd probably go with just right.
Just right.
I don't think it's straight gas, but it's good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
I like it.
The A's, Oakland A's.
I actually really like their logo. I'm not gonna
really.
lie. I like their color scheme. I love green and gold. It looks great.
Yes, I do agree with that.
On the palette. The A is very. They got the funky little what's it called, like Victorian looking A.
Yeah.
How the leagues first started out. How their logos with the Victorian lettering and stuff like that. I won't say it's straight gas, but I might say it's just right.
I think I'm probably going to have to agree with you on that because I'm leaning towards not terrible. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. It's not really like the best, right?
You know what? I'll agree with you. Because they don't have the elephant anymore.
Absolutely.
That elephant is... Bring that back. Make that your main logo, man. If that's it, it's going to be perfect. Absolutely. Right? I love the elephant logo.
Now, we got the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Now, a lot of people love this logo over their previous one that they wore in like the 2000s. I honestly prefer the 2000s.
I prefer the 2000s one as well.
Yeah, you agree?
I'm kind of leaning towards not terrible here.
I know,
because that old logo was nice.
I love the old logo.
It was very nice.
It was very modern in a sense, and I don't know. I just like it. But I do like how they went back to the roots here. I love the maple leaf next to the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't say it's just right though, because I like the one that they used when Roy Halladay
they should have stuck with it. Yeah, absolutely,
and
absolutely.
Overbay and
absolutely
all those guys. So I would put it not terrible.
Now the Braves.
So I actually don't hate their logo.
The tomahawk.
The
obviously.
Tomahawk is pretty cool, but what else can you really do around the name Braves?
Yeah.
Going into the controversial Native American style, person or head or whatever, because they used to do that back in the day. When they were the Milwaukee Braves, they had the Native American.
The team
head.
coming up, the Indians. It's, is what it is. But I don't know. I think it's just right. Honestly.
Right? Just right?
I think it's just right.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really like to give the Braves the benefit of the doubt because fuck them, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Milwaukee.
Now they don't have this logo anymore. They have the one where they had
the old logo.
The old logo, yeah. They rebranded the old logo where it's literally the glove shaped MB, which is very freaking clever.
Absolutely.
But I do like this logo. I will say this. I do miss this logo. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards this being our first straight gas. So what do you think?
I think I agree. Just because of it's just so freaking clever.
It is,
and it's
I think
it's
the new
cool.
one.
I like
I think the new one is.
It's cool.
Great.
I like it.
I think that one is great.
It reminds me of the one that they have now that they rebranded. It reminds me of the Montreal Expos.
Yeah.
Where they had the M, but in secret, in different colors, shows different letters. It would say C. I think it said CBL for Canadian Baseball League or something like that, or CLB. It was CLB, but it was shaped in an M. Yeah,
I mean, it's incredible. I would straight gas.
Yeah, straight gas.
All right,
Cardinals. For the record again, that's for not this one, the new one.
So, the Cardinals.
It's okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. Maybe if it was just, the Cardinal, I think I would prefer it a little bit more with the Cardinal with the bat.
Yeah.
Right? But
and it's been this logo for years.
It has.
They haven't changed it once in the last 20
I think
years.
I think it's just right. Honestly, what do you think?
I mean, I'm leaning towards
not terrible.
But I could give it just right.
Yeah.
Would we both agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Cubs.
I mean, very iconic logo. They haven't really changed much ever.
I mean, straight gas.
Gas.
The logo has been. It's great. Clean. It is very, very.
It's
clean.
a very clean logo, and they've kept it that way for such a long time, and you can't really. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know how long they've had this logo. So I agree.
All right, Arizona Diamondbacks.
I will say this: their old logos were better than the one that they have right now. And this is not really. I mean, this is the one that they have right now without the teal trim because they have the teal trim. I think now with this logo, I much prefer the D that they had back in like the mid, the late 2000s to early teens
when they won.
Well, that's the same. They had the same when they were in the 90s when they first made. They had the A, but they were the purple and teal, and I wish they would just.
Would go back.
There's enough red and black teams in this league. Change it up a little bit.
Not
and I
terrible.
Really liked it. Yeah, not terrible.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Now, what do you think?
I'm more in the middle, but I can lean to straight gas.
Okay.
The logo, it's been this way for a while, right? I don't think it's bad in any aspect, right? What do you think? What's your opinion on this?
I don't really give much thought to this logo just because it's never really seen very much. I mostly just see the D or just the Dodgers scripture without the the
baseball. Yeah.
I'd be more of a middle ground though.
Just right?
I'd be more of a just right.
Just right.
Okay.
Now, the Giants.
In
my opinion, man, I'm not really the biggest fan of it.
Of this logo.
Of that logo.
I like the SF. The insignia on their hat. This is San Jose, by the way. This is the single A team.
Agreed.
But it's close to this. But I love the SF. It's a great
I do
logo,
like the SF,
and that is obviously seen more than this Giants with the baseball logo. And
correct.
I'm kind of agreeing. I'm not the biggest fan. I would say not terrible. I won't say.
That it is not ass.
It's not.
It is
but
not. But
I would agree that it's not terrible.
Yep.
Not exactly just right. It could be a little bit better.
So now we're gonna get to our first ass category. The Cleveland Guardians.
We will agree that this logo is just straight
it's dog
ass.
shit.
It's like
it's
C.
Not good.
A C.
Yes. Why? Anything else? You couldn't have wrapped your head around a sword or something?
Yeah,
a shield, a guardian, a halo, something out of anything. Mm-hmm. This logo is terrible.
It's just not. It's not exciting. It's bland and boring.
Yes.
I don't know.
Thank you, sir, for putting it there.
Yep.
Now, the Mariners.
This is a cool, funky logo.
I like it.
I like the compass. The compass look. For it's basically it pays homage to the Seattle Bay Area, the ocean area, obviously for Mariners.
Yep.
But where would we put it on this list? Would it be straight gas? Would it be just right?
I'm thinking straight gas.
Yeah.
I like it. I really do. I think it's I feel like it's got a lot going on.
I agree with you.
Right? I kind of like that.
Yeah, I just like that, and I like their teal and navy blue.
Absolutely, that's a good combo.
It's a great combo.
It's a good combo.
I think it fits well with the state of Seattle, and it just looks good.
So, the Marlins.
So I'm going to actually be on the short end of the stick here. I actually really like their new look. I like this new look a lot.
May this be our first perfect.
I mean, I could throw it up there. I like
really
it a lot.
like it.
It pays homage to the Miami neon.
Yep.
And I'm a sucker for neon. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And it's way better than the logo that they had when they moved into the new stadium.
Absolutely.
That logo was awful. If that was on this list, it would be on the dead ass category.
Yes.
It would be awful.
Yes.
That logo was terrible by every means. But I like it a lot. I like the swordfish.
I really do.
I just love the color scheme too, with like the turquoisey, like aquamarine kind of color, and the red trim and the black.
I think it plays. I think it's just very well rounded, and I think it pays good homage to everything.
That's Miami, man. Like I like
literally
I like it a lot. Perfect.
All right.
Let us know what you think in the comments if you think that's
absolutely. Let us know. So.
The New York Mets.
Okay. I want to hear your opinion on this, but I will go out and let you talk, right? The Mets, in my opinion, is straight gas.
Straight gas?
I don't think it's perfect. I think that it could be a little bit better, right? I feel like they could have done something a little bit different and made it like a little bit better, but it is really good.
I know, like it just screams New York.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Really does.
It screams the whole New York City, and it's in the circle
really
shape of a baseball. It's got the stitches and everything, the skyline in the background. I love the Mets scripture.
Yes,
it is such a beautiful look. I mean, it's simple, but it works. And you got the bridge too, in there and everything. I mean,
Tony, don't be like that.
I mean, I would put it in perfect. But if we want to have an even ground here and put it in straight gas, I won't hate it.
So here's my thing. I think it's straight gas, right? There's no doubt about it. It has to at least be in that category.
Yeah, it's definitely not lower than straight gas.
No,
it could be in the perfect category, but there has to be some even ground here.
But I will concede.
You concede?
I will concede.
All right, we'll concede. I mean,
hey, we all know, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, you don't know. Yeah, Washington Nationals.
This logo doesn't do it for me.
So
it really doesn't. I like their first look better than this look.
Yeah.
I like it a lot because it actually screamed Washington D.C. that first look. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
over this one where it's just the Walgreens fucking W.
So honestly, man, I'm kind of leaning towards not terrible. Because in all reality, right, we look at Cleveland. Mm-hmm. That logo is terrible.
Yeah.
That is the definition of terrible.
But is that better than this one? No. Now, is this one as bad as that one? No.
I don't think so.
No. I'll give it a not terrible.
Okay.
Give it a not terrible.
Baltimore Orioles.
So
best disclaimer, best MLB ballpark ever. It's the best MLB ballpark.
Well, we're getting to another great MLB ballpark about 3 more logos in. But this logo in particular, this is more of what they had going for them in the 90s and the 2000s. They have kind of gone back to the old bird logo, which I love.
Yes.
I love that logo. This one, though, would we consider the new logo that they have now with the bird or this one?
I would consider the bird.
Okay. And they still have the same, like, scripture Orioles, which looked okay. I actually liked the uniforms back in that time when they had, like, guys like Roberts and Adam Jones.
Ruben Tejada.
Ruben Tejada was an Oriole for a little bit. He was.
God, they were bad for so many years.
Remember that? You know, Justin Turner was an Oriole. He got drafted by the Orioles. He made his major league debut with the Orioles.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And we picked him up off of waivers in the winter from the Orioles.
Wow.
The Mets. Yeah.
The more you know. Well, hey.
So, I mean...
What are we thinking here?
Just right?
I'm thinking just right.
Okay.
Now, San Diego.
Okay. This logo I like way better than the one they have right now.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't like the mud mustard one bit. I don't like it. I know a lot of people want to like it. I don't like it. It's not good. I don't like it. It's not good. Like it. I don't
and now remember, we're judging off of the new ones.
Yeah, we're judging off of the new one. And like I said, this look, the navy blue and silver look great. I thought those uniforms were
Agreed.
fantastic, especially I love their away unis because it worked
agreed.
so well with the insignia on their chest and just the gray look with the navy blue trim. It looked good. I liked that look. And then they had to go and rub it in
honestly,
mud and
right? That logo, I feel like was just right.
Mm-hmm. That would be just right.
I feel like they took a step down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking not terrible. What are you thinking?
I could put it in the dad's ass out of court because I just don't like the colors. I don't.
The colors are really.
I don't. But like they've kept the same S&D though, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt with that. And they brought back the old Padre.
Yes.
With the swinging bat, which I do like that logo.
Yes.
What do you think?
Not terrible.
Okay.
Not terrible.
I'll agree.
All right, Phillies. I'm gonna lean on the higher two categories here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I don't know if I would say perfect though, but I really like. I do like the Phillies look.
Yes.
I've always liked the Phillies look.
Yes.
I love their uniforms with their
Absolutely.
pinstripes and
Absolutely.
the script Phillies insignia on it. Their hats are really nice too. It's simple. It's just a red hat with the P.
Yep.
And that P is a nice. It's a nice looking font. And I like what they have going on with the logo, with the actual like dimensions of a baseball diamond.
Yep.
Of a whole field. They got the Liberty Bell in there. It's nice. I like it.
Straight gas?
Straight gas.
Straight gas. All right.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
In my opinion, that logo is, in my opinion, the same thing as Cleveland.
Looking the same thing as Cleveland, but it's basically... So they basically took out the pirate. Remember that pirate logo that they had? That's gone now.
Yep.
And they're actually, like... I will hark back to, like... who was the guy that hit the home run in, like... It was, like, 1970 against the Yankees. Mazeroski?
I'm not going to be able to answer that.
He's a legend on the show. That I don't know if he's in the show this year. But they had a cool looking logo where it was literally like a realistic looking pirate guy with like a diamond shaped like looking. It was cool.
I mean, it was
like
good.
That. And then they kind of went with the more cartoony pirate logo, which was pretty cool. Yep. I actually liked how they incorporated with the red as well. They went with the gold and black, but the red trim, which was nice. Now it's more just a cleaner look with it being black and the gold. But at the same time, not just it doesn't jump out to me.
It doesn't do it.
It doesn't really jump out to me. I actually prefer the vest uniforms over the ones that I have right now.
I agree. I agree.
So, what do you think? Not terrible?
I'll concede they're not terrible.
Yeah, I just don't like this shit on the Pirates.
Yeah,
I
agree. They got
I
like
the Pirates. The only Pittsburgh team I like, and that's the Pirates. And I went to their stadium, and their stadium's absolutely beautiful. So, I'll take that into account.
The Texas Rangers. Thank you, Chuck. Yes.
Yeah, Bill Mazeroski. Yes, it was. I will say this though. I liked the uniforms they had before they upgraded.
Yeah. Agreed.
That was such a nice look.
It was.
With the Texas on the chest on both home and away uniforms.
Yes.
It just looked so good with the red and the blue and red. Their blue is such a nice blue, and their red really accompanies it very nicely. And with this logo, you got the half and half with the red and blue and the Texas and Rangers font in there. You got the baseball in the middle.
I mean, it's the color. It's the colors for the state.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. I just thought their old, like the ones that they wore from like, I think it was like the early 2000s till literally a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And their blue uniforms were my favorite. I love the blue tops. They were so good.
Agreed.
Straight gas?
Straight gas. The Rays. Now, I might get a little backlash for this, but I love the Devil Rays logo.
Yes.
I loved it.
I kind of wish they would just bring the Devil Rays name back.
Agreed. I wish they would.
As a kid, though, I like this logo better than the old one. Yeah. But as I've grown up,
yes,
I'm starting to switch
Agreed.
sides.
You've grown an appreciation for
exactly, yeah.
Right.
So,
but although that aside, I do think this is just right.
Yeah, it's just right. You got the baseball diamond here with the bases and everything, and you got the nice Rays here, and with the star in the middle of the R2. It's nice.
I agreed.
It's not the most extravagant logo, but it's okay. It doesn't really pay it kind of more harkens towards like sun rays rather than actual rays like in the ocean.
Absolutely.
They kind of went towards that route, even though they have like in the R the tail of a ray.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of represents that.
Yeah, you know,
I would give it a just right.
Just right.
It's, you know, not the most extravagant. It's not better than the one that they had in the beginning. I will absolutely agree with you on that now. But no, it's just right.
Boston Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox.
This is, in my opinion, iconic.
Very iconic, just like the Chicago Cubs. I love their Boston insignia. I love the Boston B.
Yeah.
It's such a nice look. And their navy blue and red just looks so good. Even with the green Fenway Park, it just looks so nice. I honestly kind of wish they went with a green and red kind of look.
If they would have made the red, if they would have not the red, if they would have made the white green,
yeah, it would have been. I would say keep the like the socks heel and toes white, but have a green trim.
Or like a green, like the top of it be green.
Yeah.
Like the collar of it.
Yeah, the collar of the socks, or even have it like little stirrups or something like that.
Yeah.
And make it, make that little like green and white up there.
Perfect.
I give it a perfect.
Perfect.
It's just so iconic, and like you don't get a logo looking like that anymore. I mean, it's just such a nice looking logo.
Cincinnati Reds.
I
like it. Yeah, it's been this way for a
long time. I like the look overall. They kind of harken back to their old roots where they're just like the red and white.
Yeah.
They kind of gotten rid of the black.
Yep.
Because they used to have like the white vest uniforms with like the black sleeves.
I believe so.
And more of a black trim, than red. But I do like their logos now. I like the red insignia that they have now, the red scripture. I do like that one, and I love Mr. Red.
Yeah,
I love Mr. Red.
Absolutely,
he is great. I wouldn't say perfect, but I would say
it is straight gas.
I would say straight gas. It's not just right. I wouldn't demote it to that. I would say straight gas.
Colorado
Rockies. I mean, I love their color scheme. I love the purple and silver.
Look, purple. It's my favorite color.
It's such a good color.
Right, you know, I love the color, but the logo is
not really extravagant.
It's not crazy.
Now, I will say, though, they didn't really give it justice here. Their actual, like, big emblem logo is more of the Rocky Mountains, Rockies with the baseball shooting out of the mountains. I like that.
The Rocky, I think, is just right.
I would say it's just right.
I think that logo right there is not terrible, but I think that their mountain logo
because this isn't included. It should be, because that's their main real logo. I wouldn't say the CR. Like, you could say that for, like,
it's a
Pittsburgh,
GR.
where, like, it's just a P.
Or
for the Padres.
It looks like...
I don't even know what you said. I wasn't listening. Maybe we should move on from that. Just right?
Just right.
Okay.
The Royals. Kansas City Royals.
I love the Royals logo.
I do like it. The KC logo that they introduced last year for their alternate logo.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Mm-hmm. I just like their look, and I like the Royal scripture. I like how it looks on the white uniforms with the gold trim.
It's very nice. It's very clean.
I even like the Kansas City, like the Arc Kansas City. It's not. I don't think that's in scripture. It is now, but before it wasn't in scripture. That looked good, and the uniforms don't look bad. Even with the upgrade that they had, I like it. Would you say it's just right? Straight gas?
I'm gonna say just right. I'm leaning towards just right.
Yeah, I mean, I love the like the little home plate, like the long home plate kind of look right here with the KC and the crown.
The crown, nice. The crown is
one of the nicest scoreboards in the league. It literally looks like that, and
I mean their backdrop is
and their stadium. I want to go there so badly.
Yeah, I know.
Days. Just right.
Just right.
Okay. It could hit straight gas. It could. But we'll give it just right for now.
Yeah, just right. Now, Detroit Tigers. How are you feeling about this one?
They're not bad. I wish they would incorporate the orange.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that.
They really don't anymore. They used to, but
I could
they
agree.
Don't anymore. I kind of wish they did. They're more of just the navy blue and white look.
I love it. I think the the script, like the
yeah,
way
I love the Victorian D here. I do love it.
I love it.
It's my high school's logo too. I mean, it's good enough for our high school to be able to adopt it.
Included
my college actually.
If they included the orange.
If they included the orange,
I think it would be perfect.
It would be perfect. Yes.
Can we agree on straight gas?
I can agree on straight gas because I just like that look with the D. It's very Victorian, very classic look.
Yes.
And I like the tiger scripture on the uniforms as well, and I like the hats with the all navy blue hat with the all white Victorian D. I will agree. That's straight gas.
Minnesota.
I will say this. This is their old logo now.
Yes.
They have updated to a new logo.
Yes, they have.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it. It's not.
I
think they've downgraded. The uniforms don't look good. I don't. And literally, their hats now are just the M with the star. The Nationals did the same thing, and it doesn't look good. It does not look good. I don't.
Can we agree on that's ass?
I think I can agree because listen, this logo and the uniforms that they
logo
had prior to this, the cream white uniforms. Oh, why would they mess with perfection? They absolutely dropped the ball in Minnesota. What the hell are you guys thinking?
Agreed.
These uniforms are garbage. God, I can. Oh, Jesus, man. I was so happy that I was able to see the Twins in the uniforms that they had last season when we went to that Yankee game.
Agreed.
At least I got to be able to see it in person. It was that good. I liked it. It actually could have been on straight gas or even perfect. It could have. But they've literally have sunk rock bottom. I don't like it. It's not good.
Now, what the White Sox?
I mean, the White Sox are as the most least extravagant you're going to get. It's just literally the black, white, and silver. I don't hate this logo. I like their S.
Yeah.
I'll give it to them. I like how it looks on the hat. But their uniforms don't really
do it
justice as well as they did like in the 2000s and 90s, I would say.
Not terrible.
Yeah, not terrible. I won't say it's ass because like it's just like it's not as much as I feel with the Indians and the Twins. I actually am okay with it because what are you going to do with black and white?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Besides what they tried to do like in the 70s and 80s where they incorporated a blue and red look, but then they kind of switched back to just the black and white look.
Yeah.
Harking to their beginnings. I would absolutely say it's not quite ass just because of I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. It's not just right though.
Yeah.
I won't say it's in the middle.
Completely agreed.
But I would say it's in a not terrible category. So, the last but very not least logo of the New York Yankees. Let me hear your thoughts because you gave me my thoughts to begin with the New York Mets. How do you feel about their look?
That logo, if they were to use that logo as their main logo, just right.
Really? If they just use that logo all the time, I give it a straight gas or perfect.
I mean, in my opinion, I think I don't get the hat. I really could care less for the hat.
Yeah. Even though it's like one of the most popular hats like ever. It's very bland.
We're not patriotic.
It's supposed to be Yankees. It's another word for Americans.
Like
you're supposed to be patriotic. This is the definition of patriotic. And if they had used this logo, incorporate the red. Yeah. Just incorporate the red. You know what would actually be really cool if they had put on their hats is that hat insignia.
Yeah.
If it was just that hat insignia on top of the bat, right here on the head.
I mean, honestly, that logo, I could agree, straight gas. I don't think it's perfect. I think the Mets logo, right, is more perfect, right? Especially it captures New York.
Yeah, it has more character, more so than Yankees.
It has much more character.
Same kind of concept where like it's the baseball with the stitches and the script insignia with some kind of other detail with the bat and the hat. I like the bat and the hat. Honestly, if it was just the bat and the hat, it would look a little better. But realistically, they just used the NY, which is one of the most boring looks. It reminds me of like Cleveland and San Diego and Pittsburgh.
The NY is terrible. It's obviously.
This is coming from a Yankee fan.
It's obviously iconic because it's the Yankees. It's been the logo for fucking years on years on years. People. NY, New York. It doesn't even have. It is not good.
Mm-hmm.
The NY is not good. Use that as the logo. Why?
Literally,
why?
It's your main logo.
Why?
Never use it.
They stick it on hats and it looks great.
Uh-huh.
People wear those hats.
Oh, yeah.
Just as much as they wear the NY hat.
It looks so good. Even that logo, like that little tiny logo on the hat, it actually looks good. I like it. And if they incorporated an alternate uniform, which they never will, because they're the most traditional team, they take the traditional to the extreme. I love traditional.
Okay.
But
can we agree that because that is not their main logo, it is not terrible? The NY is obviously garbage, but that logo is great.
Mm-hmm. I would.
We'll meet in the middle, but we gotta go lower because the NY is
the same.
Bad.
Yeah, the rest of their looks.
And put it at the bottom of the list.
Oof.
Like, put it at the bottom of not terrible. Like,
if they just show the NY here, I would have said,
yeah.
Well, remember this logo? That's technically their main logo.
Yeah.
As like the Mets with this, they have just the the NY with them and their like little Victorian look.
Yep.
I mean, and also the Mets scripture because that's the most like recognizable for the Mets, not necessarily the big old baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's their main logo, and same thing with the Yankees. And I wish they would incorporate this logo and put red in their uniforms.
Absolutely. So, we've done our MLB logo tier list. I hope you all enjoyed this new segment of Rank This, and we're gonna go into a new a new segment. Those who don't know, I am married. My lovely wife Ashley. She is quirky. She's very off the charts, and she asks a ton of questions. So, being that those questions are completely random most of the time, we've created a new segment here on Gabagalooza called Ashley's Outrageously Random Questions. Just going to write down 10 questions, give it to us before the show, which we have 10 questions here. We each have 5, and we will read 5 each to each other, back to back, and we will answer them. Yes, Are you ready, my friend?
I'm shuffling them up right now, not looking good. But for the record, we have not read any.
We have not read any.
This is the first of reading them at all. She had done this and had waited all day to give this to us when I came over. And now we have them.
It's been sitting on my desk for a day. I've been dying to look at them, people. Ashley will be a guest on the show later on today.
She will. Yeah, we will be taking a quick break before she gets on so that she can get settled in, so that you guys don't have to watch us maneuver everything. But that's just a
so
prerequisite kind of thing. But
here we go. I'm gonna let you take the honors here.
Oh, I'm going first. Okay.
You, sir. Read us our first outrageously random question.
I only have 4.
You only have 4.
Unless there's 2.
Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. I only have 4.
Did you drop one maybe?
I have no idea.
And whatever. Who cares?
Oh wait. Yeah, I did drop one. He's right. We're gonna read that one that I dropped. Yay! All right. So.
All right, first question.
Okay. Keanu Reeves or Johnny Depp?
Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves.
I know you love Keanu Reeves and John Wick. Great movies.
I fucking love
your
John
favorite
Wick.
movies, basically. I won't disrespect my boy Johnny Depp, though.
Johnny Depp
He's
is
one of my
great.
favorite actors.
Now, I said Keanu Reeves up in the air, right, out loud. Johnny Depp is by far a great actor. He is by far the better actor. He is by far my choice when it comes to, if I have to choose an actor, I'm going to choose Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, like, they're both great.
It's hard. It's really hard.
It's really hard, but like just the fact that I've seen so many more Johnny Depp movies and appreciated his work a little bit more, I would say Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, people. Our first ever question on Gabagalooza for Ashley's outrageously random questions. Question number 2. What is one must-have in your own room of requirement? Room of requirement is from Harry Potter. Room of requirement.
Now, are we thinking of terms of Harry Potter or just our actual lives, everyday lives?
I'm thinking...
Do you want to go the Harry Potter route?
Harry Potter route.
Okay. So, for the record, we've been playing the game,
yes.
Hogwarts Legacy, and there is a room of requirement that you get to have. And... No, I haven't really gone far into the game as you to be able to decorate it as much.
Yes. Now, this is going to end up being a spoiler for you because it's my answer.
Okay.
In the room of requirement in the game, you end up getting a beast vivarium, right? Which is basically a beast habitat where you're able to house beasts.
Oh, Ashley spoiled that for me.
That is my answer. That must be in my room requirement because my animals will be my dear heart.
Even though I haven't gotten to that yet in the game, I probably agree with you.
Right?
That would be probably because I'm bringing a pet with me.
Mystical beasts. I mean,
I'm bringing a beast or a pet with me to Hogwarts. That's I'm sure.
I mean, honestly, I would love. Honestly, so if you've ever taken the Harry Potter test and to see what house you are, you get to choose what kind of pet you would bring, as a companion to Hogwarts. I wish they gave you a Niffler.
Yeah.
The Niffler would be mine.
Niffler would be...
It would be my absolute favorite thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Or Hippogriff.
I mean, the Hippogriff is too big. I mean, come on.
It's too damn big, yeah, but I'll make it work. I'll use the configuration spell, okay? I'll make them smaller.
Make them smaller. Yeah. All right.
Is that configuration? No, configuration is the
that would be no, I think that would be transformation.
But what was the one that you can change the size? It's like this. It's like in the same
Engorgio.
Engorgio.
That makes it bigger. I forget what the one is to make it smaller.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yes, I do.
There is a spell in the game where you can make things smaller.
Yes,
I don't remember what it is, but I would use that to be able to put a hippogriff in my. So
all right. Question 3.
Question 3 is going to be. Well, this is light. What is the weirdest fact you know?
The horsecock. The giant horsecock.
The giant horsecock weighs about 11 pounds. Is that a real fact?
Reducto. Oh, people, if you don't know, you don't know.
Oh, shit.
If you know, you know. Oh, man.
That would probably be the weirdest fact I know, though.
I mean, I kind of would have to agree. I don't...
And it's all thanks to TikTok. That's a hard one, though, because I have to dig deep somewhere. I feel like I wouldn't... I feel like I know weird facts.
But I feel like I do, too, but none are coming to mind.
None are really coming to mind. It's such a good question.
It is. It gets your mind going a little bit.
Yeah.
So, man... Let's see. Sports.
For me, I would say, one of the weirdest facts is that Ray Castoldi is one of the famous DJs in the entire world, and you don't know it.
Yeah.
No one thinks about that. So I consider that a weird fact.
I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. I'm going to have to keep thinking about that one.
Okay.
And if I can't think of something during this show, I'll make sure to get to you next show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, next question. What one word would you use to describe each other? So, what word would you use to describe me?
To describe you...
Oh boy,
See, there's only one word, though. I would word it into a phrase, but I can't because it has to be just one word. And I don't really know. It's kind of lack of a better term because there could be other terms that I just can't really think off the top of my head. But it's in the most positive way. Goofy. You can agree with me. You can.
I can agree with you there. So, honestly, man, the only word that comes to mind when I think of you is unique. You are very unique. You are one of the only people that I know that adore organ music.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
More
like they're
sports organ music.
like there are very like they're very. There's a lot of things about you that are very unique.
And that's not the
that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. And I agree with you. I like how you worded that. But like, there are more unique things about me. Just that. Like, that's just an example.
Yeah, that's just an example.
And same thing with me with the term I gave him. If I had to like give you like if I had to add another word in there,
what would your phrase be?
My phrase would be like comfortably goofy.
Comfortably goofy.
You know what I mean? Like it just relates to me so much.
Yeah.
That we're able to gel together. Like it's such a he's the bud, man. He's the bud, like we do our things and then
I mean shit, people. We've known each other
I get
since
to be
we were
me
like
around him,
since we were like 3.
Oh yeah.
I've known him since he was like 3.
Daycare, Beth.
Yeah, really, Beth. Shout out Beth.
Gosh.
Man. All right. Next question.
Cool.
That's some good questions, babe.
These are great questions, absolutely. All right, well, we got a would you rather.
Oh boy.
Would you rather feel like a potato or look like a potato? I'll give my answer.
Yeah.
Feel like a potato.
You got worms going inside you, man.
Yeah, but I'm delicious. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. You could stick me anywhere, baby.
Yeah, but then you're gonna feel getting crushed up, mashed up, destroyed.
Hey, listen, if that's the way I'm gonna go, that's the way I'm gonna go. It's spectacular, all right?
Make me look like a potato. Call me a potato. God, people. All right. What date will you never forget?
Now, I can go positive or negative. And I think you may know the negative. But I can go positive.
I would go negative here.
Negative?
I'm going negative.
Really?
12/06/15. The day that my first dog, Nash, passed away. That has been a very close to my heart date for a long time.
I will say 7/11/11. That was the day where I fell off the bunk bed and had my brain injury and had brain surgery.
Yep. That's the
negative. I would say positive. If we were going to give that's our answers for that. But if we were to give another one, I would go more positive route and say 8/29/22. Recent. That was the day I took my dad to Old Timers Day at Citi Field.
Yeah, I
will remember that day
eventually,
for the rest of my
people
life.
will go on to hear stories about that, but there's some tear-jerking stories in that. All right, that's all we can say.
But good, it's good.
Absolutely.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy.
I will never forget that day.
And for myself, it's hard to say 10/24/21, the day that me and Ashley got married. It's hard to say that. That's not a day that I'll never forget.
Yep.
And obviously I could also say the second wedding that we had,
same
what
with
is that? It was 7/30/22 7/30/22.
Yeah,
okay.
I can say the same about Feds' wedding too.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good time.
That was absolutely a grand old time. Same thing with yours.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
those were great 2 days.
Absolutely. Getting to see this guy get down to some MJ is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll do a dance stream one day.
And seeing my 2 best friends get married. My first friends ever get married, and they're both my best friends.
Yeah.
I mean what more could you ask for?
That's awesome.
All right. So we're down to our last 4 questions. This is question number 6. And this question asks, where are you the most ticklish?
My feet. God, me and Ashley, we like to tickle each other, and I don't really feel ticklish anywhere else. She's ticklish everywhere, and when she gets mad, she goes for my feet, and then I start to flail, and that's when people get hurt. My feet, don't touch them.
I will say my sides. Don't touch me there. Don't touch me there.
So
don't rub me there. Don't touch me there.
So if someone comes up like a behind hug, I mean, you think?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Like a behind hug, but like if you're like gently like like I'm doing it right now because I don't if you try to tickle yourself you can't because your mind literally tells yourself that you're about to tickle yourself and it doesn't work. But if you were to literally do like like this to like my side, just no, no, thank you. I used to be in the neck. Like if you like,
really?
like this to my neck, that doesn't really happen much anymore. But I would say the sides. The sides.
Okay. All right. Question number 7. What is your catchphrase?
My catchphrase? The hell is my catchphrase? What do you think you may know my catchphrase?
I don't know. We say a lot of things. And there would be a lot of catchphrases for this. I think that we would probably have to lean towards at least naming a few. Forget about it.
Shove it up your ass.
Your sister's ass.
You know what? I do say your sister's ass a lot. I do, and it's because of my dad.
Shit on a shingle. That's another chuckster.
Yeah. Shit on a shingle.
Man.
Your sister's beans.
Your sister's beans.
That's my dad's catchphrase. Your sister's beans. And I say that too. Without even realizing. I'll catch myself sometimes, but I say that too. Well, that's yours now.
Everything.
If you don't know, it's Palpatine and Star Wars.
Yep. I mean,
that's just to name a few.
We say a
whole
bunch
of things.
We say a bunch.
Like that. The whole.
Banana.
Yeah, that's Tony's catchphrase.
Banana.
The banana. If you were here last episode, you got to hear the amazing banana story again,
yes,
and you will hear that. You will hear that again.
Yes, we might be seeing Tony a little bit more here.
Oh yeah.
All right, so read us your last question here.
Yes, my last question here, down to our last 2 questions of the night.
Scared, folks.
Okay. What's on your favorite pizza?
Pepperoni. Pepperoni and sausage. It's my go-to.
Mine's just pepperoni. Just pepperoni.
It's hard to... That's the classic.
Cheese and pepperoni. That's all I need.
It's the classic.
That's all I need. Once in a while, I'll get fancy and have chicken bacon ranch.
I will say the one that, like... If I was to have my last meal, I would not have a pizza with pepperoni and sausage on it. I would have a white pizza with the ricotta cheese. I'm a sucker for it. Oh my god, that could really get me going.
But I will agree. Go to pepperoni. That's all. That's all I need in my life.
The last question.
The last question of the night of Ashley's random questions of asking. And AP, would you give our final question of the night?
What food can you not stand?
That's a great question.
Mine? Meatloaf.
Really? You don't like meatloaf?
It's just meat. It's just ground meat shoved together.
Well, listen, man. I will
actually shove some ketchup on it.
Well, I'll actually say I like my mom's meatloaf because I'll put tomato sauce on mine, not ketchup.
Look, anytime someone puts a meatloaf in front of me, I will eat the ever-living crap out of it, right? But it is not my favorite. I will avoid it at all costs. Another food of mine, sardines. Get them away from me.
Yeah,
get them away.
No sardines.
Get them out of my face. Get them out of the country. They're terrible.
I would say beets.
That's another one. I
don't like beets. That's just...
Ooh!
No. I will say artichokes.
I love artichokes. Really?
I don't like artichokes.
Okay.
No. I know my parents like to put them in my salad sometimes. So I don't eat it.
Have you ever had stuffed artichoke? Like an actual artichoke stuffed with some filling. I'm
pretty sure my mom has probably made that at some point.
That is, in my opinion, fantastic.
I don't know, like I just eat it when I eat it in salad. No.
And yes, as my wife just pointed out, mushrooms.
Yeah, I actually don't hate mushrooms. I actually am okay with them.
Nope.
I like them in soup. I'll eat them. I mean, I'll even eat them on a pizza. I don't really care. It doesn't really taste like anything to me. It doesn't taste like anything to me. It's just another. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. I won't say it's like the most grand food I've ever eaten. But
will you just take a mushroom and eat it?
Fuck it, why not?
What?
It's fungus, but hey.
They what in the cap?
They're fungi.
What?
We did what in this cap?
What?
But I would say probably my number one most least favorite food that I can't stand, beets.
It's a good one. All right, as we transition here, we're gonna talk about some anime. We obviously love it to death. Matt here has just recently started watching my favorite anime of all time, Naruto.
Yeah, we touched base on that I think on the first stream we touched base on it.
Yes.
But we've watched a little bit more since then.
So. Yeah, so I gotta ask you, how are you enjoying it?
I like it. I knew I would like it. It's just like, I don't know, like it was such a big commitment to make. Just because of how many episodes there are.
Yeah.
Let alone
it's a big commitment.
Let alone the first arc, the first set of Naruto's. Mm-hmm. Shippuden's even more. So I don't know, like it's just the commitment kind of scared me a little bit, but as I'm actually starting to watch it, I like it.
Yeah, so
I'm feeling nostalgia that I really never felt because I did watch Naruto here and there, like bits and pieces, but I never really like followed it or anything like that.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, how are you enjoying the story so far? You just started the tuning exams.
Yep.
You got past the first stage of the tuning exams, and as we finish the show, we will watch, the second part of the tuning exams. How are you liking it so far?
I like it. It's actually starting to get very exciting. We actually, obviously we got done with the first arc with
Zabuza.
That was exciting as well. We finally got to see Naruto be a badass.
Yeah.
That he's, so preemptively.
Yeah. You got to
egotistically,
see why, crazy why he's about.
You get to see why he's actually the main character and why he is a little worse. But he's all right. I'm enjoying it. I like it, and the test was very, it's interesting because the first, exam is the written exam.
Yeah.
And, they gotta.
And it doesn't even matter at all. It
doesn't even matter at all. It's literally just a mind game because the guy literally, he uses mental torture rather than physical torture, which we had found out. And he was so good at it.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. And so, but yeah, like I enjoyed it, and like, Naruto was able to work his, minimalistic brain around it. So, it ended up working out for them, and now they're about to go to stage 2 for that.
Yeah. So now you finished the Zabuza arc. So I gotta ask, did you shed a tear when Zabuza was given his final speech?
I didn't really shed a tear, but I felt for him a little bit. I did. I felt for him a little bit.
My opinion, that was a tough scene.
Especially with what's his name, the other guy, Haku. The story of him being left to die, and him picking him up, and unfortunately Zabuza being he's just an evil man.
Yeah.
But he realized the life that like he gave to. I forget the name again.
Haku.
The life that he gave to Haku, that he was able to save it. It made him, realize like, like maybe there is more to life than blah blah blah. So yeah, I'll say I felt for him. I didn't shed a tear, but I felt for him.
So, do you have a favorite so far? Do you have a favorite character?
Probably Kakashi.
It's so hard not to say Kakashi.
It's so hard not to say Kakashi. He's just so cool.
He is.
He's cool. I just like him a lot, and I do.
Awesome.
And they haven't. I mean, she's back in the exams, but what's her name?
Hinata.
I like her. She's so adorable. She's so adorable. I like her.
So, I mean, very excited for you to continue the story. Obviously, since it's my favorite anime, right? The story's amazing in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to love it, right? We'll talk more about it later. Black Clover is coming out soon.
It is coming out soon. I still need to catch up.
Yeah, you do.
I got a lot of catching up to do.
So,
do I spoil myself? Probably.
How do you enjoy the anime so far?
Even though I've heard like more mixed reviews outside of our friend group about it. I heard people actually don't really enjoy it. I enjoy it. I like it. I like it. It's a different take on like combat because they literally it's just magic, and it kind of harkens to like the fact that we like Harry Potter. We kind of relate that to the story of it being more magic driven than physically driven. Absolutely. Even though there are physical combat, accents to the story, we like I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot. The main character, Asta, he can be annoying at times.
So can Naruto.
And so can Naruto. But he's a badass, and, he wants to be the Wizard King. Naruto wants to be
the Hokage.
It relates to, and I can understand how you, being a big Naruto fan, would like it because it's very relatable in that aspect. And, I love Yuno.
Yeah.
He's great. I love him. And Luck. I love Luck. When they met Luck, God, and the fact that Deku's voice actor voices him in the show, it's great. And Yami, the main,
Yami's great.
The Black Bull, is it Black Bull Squad?
Black Bull.
He is the head of the Black Bull Squad, and he is voiced by the great Sabat.
Christopher Sabat.
He is amazing. I love his voice so much. I can listen to him talk all day.
He is the icon among icons.
Oh yeah, and the character's just funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Damn it, kid! Told you to restock the
toilet paper! I told you to restock the toilet paper!
So, do you have a favorite character in that so far? I mean, Luck?
Luck.
Would you say?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you like most about the show? Is it the magic aspect of it?
Yeah, I just like the new, basically spells that they, learn throughout the story and how powerful they can get, really. And the spells that correlate to the certain characters, because every character has a certain personality, and their spells correlate to their certain personality.
Absolutely.
So it's cool to go along with the story and figure out how powerful everybody can get with what they've got.
So what kept me going with it, obviously I liked it as it was going on, right? But what kept me going was I really liked the aspect of the anti-magic. Mm-hmm. Like, I really find that intriguing.
Yep.
So I really
Same too. I wanted to figure that out too.
I really like that aspect of it, and they really indulge in it, and I think it's great.
Yep.
So, more of a broad question here. Can anime take over as the main television entertainment? Do you think it could ever surpass main TV?
It could.
Main reality TV.
I don't see why not, because everything's going, more digital anyway. And anime is now more accessible than it has ever been.
Yeah.
More and more people are starting to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And more people that you wouldn't think enjoy it are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I could confidently say at some point in the future that it could be top 3 in like TV genre.
Yeah.
And it could get to number 1. It could, because especially with the fact that guys like us and and women too, it's not just men.
Yes.
People like us in our generation, as we get older, will still appreciate it and still follow it as we get older, and we will be passing it down to the next generations later.
Absolutely.
So that's why I think that building block of us will really set the table for the new generations coming forward, which will make it mainstream.
Now, I really gotta know, because it's crazy it is crazy. Why are these animes getting better and better and better and better and better and better?
Like, you will talk to older guys, especially one of the guys that we went to Medieval Times with. I forget his name.
I can't remember his name as well, but yes, I do know you're talking about.
Guys like him, they're a little bit older and they appreciate the older animes more than the new ones. They feel like they're getting a little bit. I don't know what the words that he described it as.
I believe, if I was to sum up in one word, what
this is
kind
just
of
an
what he was
example
saying,
of it's not just
it was kind of like he was saying it like the new anime is out of touch.
Yeah, like well, like with his generation,
with the old anime,
with the older anime heads, it's
I can understand that because it's more storyline driven and it's more not so one episode's its own story and the next episode's its own story. It's new anime it's a continuous story and they extend the anime a lot more.
Yeah, it's not like straight to the point. But with stretched out episodes, because that's how they worked back then. It was stretched out episodes, but it was more straight to the point.
Yep.
But nowadays it's quicker, quick to the action episodes, but they extend it. They extend the story out just a little bit further. They add in more elements to the storyline. And they'll also show more filler than they ever had back then.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
They'll show more filler.
Absolutely true.
People may like, people may not like.
So, as we're talking about, anime is getting better and better and better, why can't regular television, why can't regular TV keep up? Why, now, in my opinion, right, the only good shows that have come out in the last 2 years, House of the Dragon, The Last of Us. Those came out this year. Moon Knight, Andor, Wednesday.
Yep.
Obi-Wan.
Yep. Loki.
Loki. Mm-hmm. Disney Plus, HBO. I will throw in Netflix as well. Those are the three groups that are providing good television.
Yeah.
Everybody else is really falling short.
Yeah, and I will say that one big reason why that's happening is because of the versatility in these new shows. The creativity of the art has really upgraded. CGI has really upgraded, and it is able to expand the story and stretch the imagination to come to life.
Yeah.
More so than like sitcoms and soap operas that were popular back in the day, where it was just literally people in front of a set just cracking jokes or just talking.
Yeah.
And and obviously a lot of these platforms that you just mentioned and all these shows that you just mentioned, they're movie great shows.
Yes.
They literally are like stretched out movies.
Yes, correct.
And they use an extremely expensive budget to be able to produce them, but they're able to actually make it worth it and actually put in the time to make it look as most beautiful as possible and to put on more screen time as possible. So I can understand why regular TV is just going down the drain, and also it's much more accessible. Than it was, for television back then. I mean, cable was basically obsolete at this point. So it's it's just tough. And I will say this too, that what's it called? Like sports are starting to struggle a little bit too. Because of the inaccessibility, and not everyone is used to seeing them on streaming platforms. I mean,
so as I said, I will be watching a lot of baseball this year, right? It's most likely going to be the Mets. MLB, if you buy the MLB package for a certain team or whatever, you can't watch what's in your area.
Yeah, if you're in the area of the correlation of the team that is nearest to you, you will not be able to watch them because of blackouts. And I will say they need to get rid of blackouts as soon as possible.
They need to get rid of blackouts because it gets rid of a lot of viewers.
They almost actually agreed to that. They actually had got together and like, let's get rid of blackouts. And never went anywhere. It never went anywhere. So, yeah, I will absolutely say that is one huge reason why television's struggling.
Anime continues to go up and up. New anime are taking the world by storm, quite literally.
Because, it's just the art really takes it up a next level, and the the amount of screen time that they're about to have, and just all the characters that they're able to develop and all the scenes and everything, it really creates everything to come to life, and people think that's cool.
Yep. I mean, you got anime like Blue Lock, Spy Family, Record of Ragnarok, Chainsaw Man, Bleach. Given it came out years ago, but they are continuing the story, right? My Dress Up Darling, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Ranking of Kings, and you have animes like One Piece, My Hero, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Mob Psycho, and many more that are continuing to just be fantastic. Like, literally fantastic. I hope that anime is able to make that leap and take over as a top genre for television, because anime is incredible.
The possibilities are endless.
Quite literally.
That's how you got to look at it.
Anime literally has a genre for everything.
Yep.
You know, as we talk about television drama, or television genres, you know, anime has hundreds of genres.
Way more. Yeah.
Like, you know, you could find an anime for anything. Horror, comedy, you know, you got a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. A bunch.
Yep.
But we are going to take a slight break. Be back in about 2 minutes with our first guest, Ashley. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
And we're back. Welcome, Ashley.
Hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to the class.
I am Ashley Perry, this one's wife, this one's best friend. The weirdest of the bunch.
So, we're going to get right into it. We've all played Hogwarts. We are farther in the story than you. But Hogwarts Legacy is fantastic.
I'm obsessed. Very obsessed.
Fantastic. I cannot talk enough goodness about that game. It's going to win Game of the Year. It's fantastic.
It was worth the wait. Because it got delayed in an entire year.
Absolutely.
And it was in the making for what, like 2.5, maybe 3 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it was really worth the wait.
So, now I gotta ask you guys, what are some of your favorite aspects of the game?
Well, I mean, for one, it's on practically every single platform. It's even going to be on the Switch, which is going to, debut in March?
I believe so, yes.
That's cool. I didn't even know that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am kind of curious to see the graphics on that, because the graphics on the PC, which is what I use, are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and I use it on PS5, and it's just as good. So.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that every house has their own side quests, completely separate from the others.
It's so versatile, and it just creates such a unique story to each individual person that plays the game. Yeah. Which immerses it into your, like, it immerses yourself into the world. Yeah. Just to your personal self. So yeah, I appreciate that. So,
does Hogwarts Legacy win Game of the Year?
It has to, like,
especially with the amount of sales that is happening, and if it keeps going that
way,
yeah,
they've
broke records. It reached #1 on the PS games and PC a week before it actually released.
Because of all the pre-orders.
Yeah, exactly.
And the early access.
It was insane.
So, do they need to make another game? Do they need to make a sequel or a prequel or another Harry Potter story as a video game? Does this game leave enough room for them to do that?
I would love to have like a DLC for this game. You don't really necessarily need to make a new game at the moment, but a
DLC would be cool. Add more to the game that's already there.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
So what do you think? Here you can.
Well, I mean, like, there's already rumors that they're going to make either a second one and or a third one or add on to this one for the next years, because you're starting as a 5th year and there's 7. But they have officially come out saying that there's nothing in the works.
They've come out saying that there's no DLCs in the works.
No.
You know, but if they were to make another Hogwarts Legacy,
I'm on it.
What would the premise of the story be? What do you think they could involve in the story?
I haven't actually ended it yet, so
well, neither of us have.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure, because I have no idea what the ending is.
Could you think, I guess depending on the ending of this game, do you think they could make a sequel to the game where you try to become an aura?
I would love
outside of.
I would love that.
Or maybe
the student world.
Yeah, I wonder.
Like you as an adult, you're now growing up to become an aura.
Or maybe like other career choices. Like, because it would be awesome to be a beast tamer. Can you imagine being in the footsteps of like Charlie Weasley?
Yeah, or like just pick your career.
Do you imagine if they did something to where you were able to pick your career and they made a storyline for each?
Right.
Because you're doing your
beast
owls,
tamer,
right?
You could be an aura. You could be a dark wizard. Those things would be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That would be.
Oh my god. That would sell so much money.
I do have to say, number one about this game that makes me so happy is that there's no in-game purchases. You don't have to spend money in-game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is your gameplay.
Yeah.
There's nothing extra, which makes it so much better.
Well, isn't there a thing where like there's like a $20 pack to get like certain vanity items for like clothing? I think there is.
It
might
might
on PlayStation.
So it might be just what would have came in the pre-order.
For the deluxe edition?
Oh, you know what? You might be right, because I got the regular version. I didn't get the deluxe version.
So it might
that could have been
be
part of the deluxe version. It's giving me the option to be able to get what I could have gotten in the deluxe version.
So
that's probably it.
So
because that's the only thing I've seen. That's the only thing I've seen that's an add-on.
Jumping back to the actual game, is it necessary that they add DLC content?
I don't think that it's really necessary. I think that it would be great that if in the future they added a co-op option. Because I would love to duel people.
Co-op,
kill the fuck out of you.
And even just a co-op and go through the story together.
Yeah.
Like, give people access to that.
Yeah.
I would love to explore somebody else's room of requirement.
I wish that you could. I haven't been able to do it so far in the game, but I really wish that it's involved in the story.
GTA style Harry Hogwarts
Would
multiplayer
would be wild.
That would be wild.
There would be a Vada Kedavra everywhere.
Everyone would kill each other.
We're all dead.
That'd be awful.
That would be awful. Now that you think about it, that would
you'd
be
be
awful.
able to cast the Imperious Curse on people and make them kill people.
Oh my god.
That would
Imagine taking control of somebody else. Oh my
Yikes.
gosh. So why do you think the developers aren't planning any DLCs?
It took them
so long to make this game.
Yeah. It took so much detail and effort and a lot of money. They might be just waiting for some
Well, I mean, they've already
feedback.
They've already broken records.
They have broken records, but
there's been, I mean, obviously with the controversy behind the game and J.K. Rowling, right? The game itself has been doing very, very well. Besides that controversy, right? So I feel like they have enough already.
Well, yeah, I feel like they probably
records.
wait for feedback, or maybe are in the drawing rooms already and just not saying anything.
Do you think it's possible in a year that they come back and they go, we've gotten enough, feedback, we're going to come out with some DLCs?
They could. I think they could. I mean, if anything, since there's so much to the game already, and we're literally going to spend hours and hours and hours to be able to complete it.
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm already 30 plus hours into the story.
Yeah,
I'm
like 10, 11.
I haven't even finished the third task yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I literally just started the fall season.
I have no idea how long I've been going in there, but I'll spend every day, all day on it.
Literally, it has now become my new comfort game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if I'm feeling like dog shit, if something bad's going on and I need to clear my head, Harry Potter, Hogwarts.
It literally has become the new Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
At least for myself. And
and we talked about it this morning. Like it's become the new Minecraft for me because Minecraft was my comfort game for so many years. As a kid coming home from school having a bad day and just playing Minecraft and surviving or crafting. And being able to actually like in a video game virtual world produce the ways of how they would do it in Harry Potter. The only way I could do that was with my imagination in real life. Yeah. And the games that they had back then, which were okay, but they were very limited to especially what we have now. It's the piece de resistance for me.
The graphics alone are absolutely
the graphics,
incredible.
The music,
the
landscape. I mean,
like
literally
the interactions that you can have.
Yep.
With objects, with beasts.
I just love exploring.
Every student.
I love exploring the whole map. And it's a huge map. It's not just Hogwarts and Hogsmeade.
No.
It's a big map.
It's
a big map. And there's so much woodland and so many other areas that we haven't even explored yet.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot more than what I was expecting. Which I feel like it's a lot more than what everybody was expecting.
Which gives the reason why it took so long for them to produce the game, to be able to release it.
Hey, it was worth every minute of waiting.
Mm-hmm. Every minute, every cent I spent.
Yep. Yes. People, if you have not played it, go out.
Highly recommended.
Play it. It is fantastic.
I only have one complaint with the game. And it's the flu stations.
Oh my god.
So there's spots you throw the flu powder in the movie, right? And you go to another place.
It's basically a transport powder where you literally take a handful of dust powder and you literally say where in the movie they say where you need to go, you throw it down, you burst into a flame, but the flame transports you to another flame area like fireplace or whatever, and you're there. It's just another way of transport.
What
they don't like is the person that they have above every single individual flu powder area that you can travel. It talks to you
every single time.
And I will admit, she is annoying as fuck. She is so
even
annoying.
Buying it.
Please, developers of the game. Shut her up.
Just mute her voice alone.
Please.
Well, what are you doing here?
What are you doing now?
Off on an adventure, are
we?
It's awful. It is awful. It is awful.
It is annoying.
You wouldn't believe the ways of travel before I invented flu powder.
And if you've already been killed by whatever you're trying to fight, and then you have to go back and you pass by it, God, it makes me so pissed off.
I will say this, too. They need to fix some of the areas that you can go to, because you can't. Like, I can't travel from, like, Hogsmeade to my common room. I can't. I don't know how to. There's no other way. The only way I know how to is to go to the staircase up top of my staircase that goes down to the common room.
Really?
Not the common room's food. I can't do it. It doesn't show up on the map.
That's weird.
It does not show up on the map.
It's interesting.
It does not.
We'll have to figure that out. You're gonna have to.
I swear to God. I swear to God. Unless you guys find it out for me, which would be great. That's my issue.
Technical difficulties.
And there are some areas where I see the stations and I'm like, why isn't this on my map? And I see my icon where I am on the map, like my arrow. There's nothing around me.
Interesting. Well, go out, go play Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
So, jump a little bit here. We'll go back to some anime. Matt's been watching Naruto. Right? When do you think Matt will be full head-on, diving headfirst into the anime, consistently wanting to watch it? Will it be now? Will it be
no, I don't think
after the tuning exams? Will it be during?
No. So you'll find out in the tuning exams. You're gonna meet some new people, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you're
I've
gonna
already met a few new people.
right,
already.
and you're gonna really meet the number one enemy. But it's when other I keep wanting to call them wizards, but they're not. when other ninja come in and start teaching the individuals that are in the storyline, I think that you are going to connect a lot more with those people and be a lot more intrigued into the story. And, well, at least their stories.
So do you think it comes in Naruto Shippuden?
I think in Shippuden, because that's when I really got into it.
So I think that during the Chunin exams, the fighting, I think that's when he's gonna be like, okay.
Now, I always have to say this about Naruto. There's one character that I absolutely despise. And everybody else is like, what is wrong with you? Sasuke. I hate him to the core. He's the worst character. I hate him so much. And it makes me even more mad because Sakura is the next one on that list. She's useless. She's so useless. Fucking useless. And she's absolutely...
She's worse than Sasuke.
And she's fucking in love with him, and it makes me so mad. Like,
she's so useless.
He doesn't even like you one tiny bit. He thinks that she's just as useless as I think she is. Like, why?
Okay, so
why?
Speaking about characters here, who do you think going forward? He said Kakashi's his favorite character as of right now, but going forward, who do you think will be his favorite character?
And
Hinata.
Hinata is a really good one. I think as a villain,
I was going to ask you as well.
Yeah,
what do you think his favorite villain will be?
Pain.
Okay.
I think Pain.
Don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah. And I think it's either going to be between... Nah, I'm just going to... Tsunade.
Tsunade?
You think it... I don't think Tsunade will be... I think Jiraiya is going to be his favorite.
See, that's the one I was between, but like...
I think he's going to fall in love with Jiraiya.
How can you not?
Yeah, hey, fully agreed.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. If Kakashi's your favorite now, I think Jiraiya will definitely at least tie with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, what arc in the show do you think will be his favorite? What part of the story do you think will be his favorite? War? Akatsuki?
Akatsuki is a really
Pain?
Pain is gonna break your heart.
Itachi?
Oh, Itachi's gonna break his heart. Like, oh my god. Yet it's all like really intertwined.
I don't know any of these, so maybe you guys will agree, but I don't know yet. So
you're going to love this anime.
I'm gonna straight up just say Pain, because I really do think that you're gonna really like him as a villain.
Okay.
In my opinion, Pain is kind of like Sting.
Okay.
Obviously, you will not see Pain until Shippuden, which is the next show. So, it's still a long ways off.
But, like, there's a specific moment within the Pain campaign, or arc, that involves a specific character, and I won't say who, and it's going to make you love them more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just going to... So, I think that if you don't fall in love with it during the Chunin exams, I think the retrieval arc, right? I'm not going to say who, but the retrieval arc. I think that's when you're going to kind of fall in love with it at the end fights of that. If that's not what gets you into it, Naruto Shippuden, it's gonna reel you in
the
real quick.
The fighting scenes alone,
it's gonna reel you in.
Yeah, it's like what my brother was telling me.
I hope they said, and it's been out there, that they're going to release updated animation for Shippuden, right? So which the old animation was still great, right? But
it's kind of like
they're releasing new animation, so hopefully by the time you get to it, they have the new animation.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It kind of reminds me of what they did with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
With the Dragon Box footage.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Dragon Box footage, which is the footage that made it like much more clear and sharper in the show, rather than grainy and very stiff. they brought out a newer copy of the series where it is much more fluent and just much prettier.
It's fluid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, I would like to personally thank everybody for coming and attending our show here today. Thank you, baby, for coming and, spending some time with us here at the end of the show.
I did ask.
Yeah, you'll be on much more. It's okay, as this will definitely be continuing in the future, because who doesn't love a good little podcast, right?
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for coming out. We love you all. Any final words?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.